and welcome, my crafty friends, in my 30th approach to this voiceover. And I hope that this time we will take it on one take because I cannot stand hearing my own voice. Today we are tackling Distress Embossing Glaze, and I love that product. It's translucent embossing powder, and it sounds super easy, but it's actually mind-blowing. Most of the techniques you could see on Tim Holt's lives, I just took my own spin on it. I did whatever Mr. Team told me to. That means have fun and try it with the stuff that you normally use, that you regularly use. And I got some really amazing effects, and I love it. I just love it. So, okay, let's quickly talk about the product, and then we will go to me waffling around because little things is happening, and I will hope that I will have a chance to speak about them in this video as well. So first I will swatch all the colors that I have, and the names will be on the screen. Rusty Hinge didn't make an editor cut from some kind of unknown for me reason. While I'm swatching my glazes on the screen, I will tell you that lately on my channel, I had a really cool equality talk with my friends about different stuff that are happening, and this idea will keep rolling. Some cool stuff are coming on your way really soon. And I also joined Nomadic Soul Diaries, and if you ever wondered what happened and why I did some design teams and stuff like that, I will link the conversation down below because that will answer all your questions. Okay, so as we swatched all my embossing powders, minus Rusty Hinge, let's move on to the like educational part of the video. So embossing glaze first, big thing, you can emboss with that. Wow, miss obvious. But yeah, actually it's really cool embossing powder. It's between regular one and super fine embossing powder, and it's translucent. So if you emboss something on patterned paper or on some kind of distress background, you will see through it your texture as well. It will slightly change the shades, and oh my god, the effects are just awesome. I played a little bit with different textures and glazes. I started with gel medium, and this video is in collaboration with Scrapbooking Shop. It's a Polish crafty store, and yeah, basically I'm using stuff that they carry and that I'm using on everyday basis. So my favorite products, because Mr. Team said that I should try it with the favorite things, so I did. I started with gel medium, and I think that this texture will look amazing on stamped background or on patterned paper, because gel medium and glaze will be translucent but still visible on this background. I used fire brick and rusty hinge here, and then I added a little bit of magicals. Yes, lately I'm playing with magicals, and I'm discovering, like, whoa, a next new world of mixed media. Um, so how to do it? Basically, you apply your texture, and it will be the same with any kind of texture that you will pick. You can take gel medium, any kind of paste. You can even emboss with water, and that will be the last one on this video. And I also will include some sneaky peeky textures at the end that I did with Lindy's. So basically, each time I'm applying my sticky medium, then I sprinkle my glaze on it. If it's not inked, then I let it sit, let it dry naturally, and then I just emboss it. And yeah, I emboss it with the black heat gun because I was embossing that in the middle of the night, and that one is a little bit more quiet one. And it will take you a long time to emboss glaze or powder with this one, but it's perfectly possible. Okay, so when I when I'm done with all my textures, as you see them on the screen when I'm melting them, then they will have a little change because I wanted to see how stuff will apply on top. And I was playing with Lindy's Magicals, with liquid acrylics, and with some acrylic paint to make sure that I will see all the results. Here you can see Lindy's from Alexandra's set. It's Andreas Azalea shade in the background. My second texture will be done with Prima Light Paste, and it's one of my favorites because you get nice puffy effect, and it's just glazed. And I picked some lighter colors that are rose and anti-clean, and I also added this pink magical in the background, and I love the sparkle between the nice texture. And oh my god, it's just such a cool background, and I had so much fun playing with them. So everyone's favorite is not my favorite. Sorry, guys. It's glaze on top of crackle paste, and here I use Tim Holtz crackle paste. I like this crackle paste, but the effect of glaze on crackle paste, I think that I will love it with speckled egg and not necessarily with the brown. And also to increase this texture, I would use something else than the brown ink that I used in this example. But you know, they all look really cool. I really like how the embossing powder melts around the texture because it's already dry, it's already stick in, and if you don't add too much of it, it will not get into those cracks. So I would say that it will look very cool if I use the black ink. And we are moving to one of my favorite textures. I love glazes on gold pastes. And here is Stamperia light gold paste, and later on I will use Prima icing paste in gold, and they both just look so nice. You can still see metallic shimmer through them, but they slightly change the color, and they also the glaze also moves so nice on top of the texture. It depends how much you will add, and oh my freaking god, it's just a next best thing. Here I used mostly red tones to see how it will work, and it works so cool. You can buy one metallic paste and then alter it look with the glazes, and it adds extra shine and extra sparkle to the background. Um, I'm just loving it. And I loved it so much that I did it also on distress oxide background with some blues and added some stamping. And I just like the mix of textures. Okay, so the next technique will be increasing the dimensional elements. So here I have a piece of texture that of background that I textured with Tim Holtz 3D texture plate, and then I just smeared my Versamark ink on very top of my texture just to add the highest point, and it looks so cool. It looks so cool. I love it. Okay, now again, one of my favorites is the skin. You melt down quite a decent amount of glaze, and yeah, that will use up your product quite fast. But on the other hand, we buy those products to use them up, and this one is just so cool. So you melt a decent amount of the powder in the puddle and then press your stamp into it. I would recommend using a rubber stamp. It is possible with good quality acrylic stamps, but it's safer to use the rubber stamps. And here is the stamp from AB Studio. This one I pressed really hard, so it ate up the holes in my skin, and I used fired brick. Here I used the mix of all my browns, like Happy Mix from the extra jar, and I didn't press so hard, so you can see how nice my stamp is embossed into that skin, and you get such a cool element that you can add to your project to add some, you know, interest. So I tried glaze on a resin and metal pieces, and I added with gel medium because I couldn't find my matte gel that team recommended. It worked with gel medium as well. My pieces were already aged with like dark wash because I couldn't again find my crayons. I'm in the middle of cleaning my craft room. Nothing can be found easily at this stage. And for metal elements, same thing. I'm adding gel medium and then adding really nice, decent, generous amount of glaze, and I'm melting them. Light colors on resin look just fabulous. It looks like the piece that is sculpted from ivory. It looks so cool, so realistic vintage. Oh my god, it's just mind-blowing. I can't wait to use this technique in the project and to see how the whole piece will come together. I also like the reddish rusty hinge on the bottom element. It also turned really nice. It looks like, old wooden element that you would have on top of your drawer. Just super cool effect. And on metal embellishment, it also came out really nicely. Mid foam compass, I just added a lot of speckled egg inside the compass so it melted and it looks like enamel element. And Team Hot Clock, it turned into nice shiny red embellishments. Love them both. I think that I would add a little bit of white mixative underneath the glaze to make it pop a little bit more, but I have to experiment on that. Okay, and the water embossing. So the background on the left, it's a fail. It didn't happen. But I still have the water on the stencil, so I will press it to the background on the right, and then I will just sprinkle my glazes. I sprinkle one color at a time, then saving leftovers, and after the last color, I'm saving all the party mix for some kind of skin, or I don't know, I just don't feel like tossing leftovers away. And this one came out quite decent. I used the same colors that I used in the background. It's fossilized amber, rusty hinge, and speckled egg. And I really like how it came out. I prefer the yellow version of this background. You will see it in the second on the screen. That was my first approach to this technique. And it came out so nice with so much of this fossilized amber. I love that color. By the way, next to Wild Honey, it's one of my favorites in whole distress range. And basically, we are getting to the end of this video. If you like those techniques, if you feel inspired, or if you just like me rambling around, then leave me thumbs up and subscribe and follow me on Instagram. I will have all the links in the description below. I often post in Insta stories when we will go live, what will happen. So if you are up for this craziness, then, just letting you know. I will also let you know that some live streams coming up, some unboxings and some cool stuff. So follow me to not miss that one. And thank you so much for your attention. Have a nice and crafty day and let me know what do you think in the comments down below. Bye!